Look, man, you have to freaking ask, and if you don't ask, if someone asks for you instead, you have to freaking respond, okay? This is a staple of MMORPGs in that you cannot be helped if we do not know that you need to be helped. Now, I understand that you've kind of been maybe misled or maybe you're kind of scared to speak up, but in order for us to clear hard content, we need everyone on the same page. Let's dive into this because I feel like this is something that we definitely need to address. I see this. I've been helping out a lot on raids. I see this happen. And then once I kind of break it to them, okay, they understand that everything goes much smoother. So let's dive into this and let's address this. This is applying to all MMOs as well, but it needs to be addressed. Okay, but first, be sure to like and subscribe. It helps out tremendously. Thank you very much. So what we're speaking about here is simply knowing mechanics and asking for help, y'all. Now, I know that a lot of y'all are probably scared to ask for mechanics or ask for help because you see messages in chat all the time talking about, oh, you have to be a certain ability score. If you don't know mechanics, you'll get kicked. So, which makes people afraid to even let people know that, you know, this might be their first time or that they don't know the mechanics or whatnot. So I understand why y'all are afraid of that. And to all those people doing that, y'all are the worst of the worst, bro. Y'all make gaming not fun. Y'all make MMORPGs not fun. All of y'all who do that, just being completely honest with you, it's not the nature of MMORPGs to do that type of stuff. It's not the nature of MMORPGs to constantly gatekeep in that manner. It's not the nature of MMORPGs to not be able to communicate with other people. Communicating with other people is a key foundation of MMORPGs. That's how it's always been. It's how that always should be, how that always will be. It's the key core of MMO, massively multiplayer role-playing games. But nonetheless, if you are in a fight, you know, I've been going to, you know, doing these raids and stuff. So, you know, of course, you have the dragon raids, the 3 dragon raids over here. So I guess we can go over to them real quick. But as you see here, the floating island bosses. So if we go over here, we'll go over here. And I've been helping out with these. You know, like I always try to do, help out with these on easy and on hard. Of course, here on hard more lately, easy is pretty straightforward. I mean, most of the hard ones are too. But the big thing is just knowing what to be doing. And a lot of times you'll go into this, so, you know, so you'll see someone shouting for it or whatnot. And they'll be like, oh, well, need so-and-so DPS healers. And people will join. Usually people join fairly quick. So in these public groups, you're sometimes going to have people who don't know the mechanics. And that's perfectly okay. Unless your opinion that then that's not okay. You know what I'm saying? Because you're too caught up in yourself and you don't know how to interact with other people. So you just have to have people know the exact same thing. And if they are not knowing the exact same thing, you don't know how to communicate with them. So you can't help out. You can't help people because you refuse to communicate with people and actually help people, which is what you should be doing. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to look very good for a relationship that you're in. If you're in a relationship, I imagine it's not going pretty well. But I imagine you're probably not in a relationship if you're doing that. You know why? Because you don't know how to communicate. Plain and simple. Now, for people who know how to communicate, you will go in here. Of course, we have these, the easy and the hard modes, as you see right here. That's what I'm talking about. But in these fights right here, sometimes, you know, whether it's 12 man or 20 man, you'll get people who may not know the mechanics. And they won't say that they know the mechanics, that they don't know the mechanics. They won't say that they don't know the mechanics because they're scared to freaking say it. That should not be normalized. But here lately, you know, I was doing a whole bunch of runs yesterday and with a bunch of different groups. You know, people were shouting for it, so I was helping out. And I was doing runs with it. And there were so many times where it was like, we just go in, the leaders kind of just starts the thing, doesn't say anything, doesn't really, you know, ask if anyone or if everyone knows what to do, so. They just kind of just rush in, and then we have all these problems. And then people start to get upset when no one freaking even asks or tried to explain things. And then, you know, I have to come in and, you know, I just ask, hey, does anyone not know the mechanics? If you don't know, then please say so. And of course, I have to ask this multiple times because, like I said, they're usually scared to give an answer saying that they don't know what the mechanics are. But y'all, it's real simple. If you ask that question and you're sincere about asking it, then they will respond and say they don't know. And you cannot be like, oh, you don't know, why don't you get some going to leave? There's going to be some people who are going to leave just because these people don't know the mechanics, you know, or not, or they're unsure of the mechanics. Some that they don't even know the mechanics, they may be unsure of it. They might need a refresher. It doesn't take much time to give them a refresher, bro. Like if you're doing bone, it's real simple. Okay, 1 and 3, you know, 1 and 3 goes in the portal force, 2 and 4 goes in the portal second. You know, if your name's on the left side of the party list, that's you 1 and 3. If you know what I'm saying, you go in first. If your name's on the right side, you go in second. You know what I'm saying? Just a quick rundown. Group the robots, tank or range, whichever one you know you want to do. Group the robots on the small guy, on the small robot. You know what I'm saying? Like it's watch out for wings. It's real simple to just give a quick refresher, but so many people are just devoid of communication skills. They just get frustrated instead, which helps nobody, bro. Which helps nobody. You have to realize that if people are trying to do these things, trying to do these raids, they're usually generally pretty open to learning and understanding. They want to clear it. If they did not want to clear it, they would not be running it. It's that simple. They want to clear it. So all you need to do is provide them the tools to succeed. They're already there. They already showed up. They just need the tools to succeed. And y'all are doing them no favors by just keeping on knocking them down. Doing them no favors. So I wanted to speak on this because, I mean, you see this across MMORPGs where people are afraid to speak up on that they don't know something. Now, some of y'all might be like, well, they just go watch a YouTube video. They go watch this or that. Yeah, they could go do that. They could, and maybe they did. And maybe they're still unsure. Maybe they didn't. Either way, one of the key aspects of MMORPGs is having that communication. It's figuring things out. What the hell do you think happened back in old MMORPGs like Final Fantasy 11, which is pinnacles above all this stuff in terms of difficulty, when there was no YouTube? I mean, there was YouTube, but there definitely wasn't no Final Fantasy 11 guides and videos on there. That's for sure. What do you think people did? How do you think people figured things out? They talked. They explained. Maybe there was like a Final Fantasy 11 wiki or something like that at the time, probably. But there's not like a video, stuff like that. People explained, people talked. It was that simple. If you go on these difficult runs, you go on these things that require coordination, and you explain these things. It takes, look, it's like this, y'all. It takes 2 minutes to explain, maybe 1, 2 to 5 minutes or whatever. Now, in this game, it's definitely not 5 minutes. It takes like 2 minutes tops to explain the key things that you need to do, like in these dragon fights. 2 minutes tops. That's if you're a slow typer. 2 minutes. Maybe people might ask questions. Versus you going in there and not knowing what you're doing and wasting all that time. Now, that doesn't seem like it makes a whole lot of sense, does it? No. It's real easy if you just get it out of the way first and be genuine with it first, and don't bash people if they don't know the mechanics. You know what I'm saying? Or if they're unsure. Be welcoming to it. Stop creating a toxic environment. Be welcoming. You know what I'm saying? Hey, does anyone here not know the mechanics? Is anyone here new? If you are, please speak up. Please let us know. Can't help you if you don't let us know that you don't know the mechanics. It's real simple, y'all. It doesn't have to be all complicated. It doesn't have to be all toxic and stuff. But anyway, I just want to go over this because this needs to be addressed. Like I said, I've been helping out in a lot of dragon raids, so I've seen this in different ways, shapes, or forms. And always when I kind of take control of the situation and just ask people and just explain it to them just real briefly, the run just goes like that smoothly. Like I said, they're already there. They want to clear the dragon. Just need to be provided the tools. Clear it. It's that simple. You ain't gotta make it difficult. You ain't gotta make it difficult. Stop being a douche. Okay. Anyway, y'all, be sure to comment down below. Let me know what your experiences have been or whatnot. And be sure to like and subscribe. I appreciate that a lot. And I will see y'all in the next one. Much love. Holla. spikes content.